Welcome to Dive. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to rebuild an amazing website, and I'm gonna reveal to you what are the secrets or what actually went behind the scenes in creating such an amazing website. And if you can see this website, it's actually one of the best websites, and it's even recognized by Frima itself. And what do you want to really see about this? Let me just refresh my page, and I want you to observe the nice transitions as we scroll this website. And then we also have this nice face and screen and all these transitions that are coming to the website, which gives it a very premium, very sophisticated kind of a look. It looks difficult, it looks hard, but I can tell you we can design this very easily within this video, and after that you're gonna be able to create such websites yourself. So if you want to learn how to build this, specifically this amazing part, which I think is the most interesting bit about this website, you want to stick along till the end of this video. So if you want to learn how to design this website and you want to go along it with me, this is the video. So once again, this is Dive, and let's get this started. Yes, my name is Joe, and this is Dive. Let's get this started. So this is my workspace where we're gonna do the magic, and I just want to take you through quickly what I have. I just have a text here on top inside my desktop, and I also have a text below, and then I also have some assets here that I'm gonna be using to create this website. So this is just an image, but here this is something that I did rebuild it here, and as you can see, these are just a stack and text inside, and these white ones are just lines and circles that, as you can see, they're just a collection of frames inside a frame. So if you wanna quickly do this, I'm gonna put the remix file below and you can always check it out. So the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna go to my desktop, and then I'm gonna draw a frame. I'm gonna hold F on my keyboard. I'm gonna draw a frame here, and then I'm gonna make sure the width of my frame is set to fill, and then I'm gonna make sure the height is just let the height just be as it is for now. And so we wanna come and name this frame my main container, and then once we've done that, we wanna come and grab our image, which is the first thing we wanna add. I'm gonna hold Control C on this image. I'm gonna paste it inside here, Control V, and then I'm gonna, since this main container is set to it doesn't have a layout yet, but we can always add a layout, which is okay. But I want this image inside it, which is this image that we've added. I want it to have a width of 1500. I'm gonna use a width of 1500. So this depends on how big you want your image to be, but for mine I want it to be around 1500 pixels on the width. And as you can see, it has this blue lock icon here. This means that we have locked its aspect ratio. So now we have the main container. Inside the main container, which has a layout, has an image inside it. So if we view our website right now, as you can see, we only have the face, and pretty much that's it. As you can see, it already looks really nice. And let me tell you a quick secret about what actually makes a very critical thing that we might forget is you need to get your images right. You need to get your design right. So you can use other tools to try, like Canva, which is free. You can use it to try and edit your images just to bring that premium look and that premium feel to your images. As you can see, there's a nice gradient here, and nothing much that we've done. This is just an image by itself. So in the main container, I'm gonna now come to the image which is inside here, and next thing is I'm gonna come and grab this phone screen, and I'm gonna hold Control C, I'm gonna just paste it inside my main container, Control V, and what happens is that it's stuck below this image, and this is because we need to put this phone container, which I'm gonna call it the phone. We need to change its positioning type to absolute positioning, and I'm just gonna hold Alt VH, or you can just positioning using these icons here, so that we can position the screen at the center of our screen. So what you see here is that this screen is quite big. I'm just gonna minimize the size a bit. So I'm gonna minimize its size like this to around I think 310 is okay, and then I'm gonna hold Alt VH just to position this in the middle of our screen, and as you can see, we're getting somewhere. So the next thing I want you to do is we're gonna come and now insert our text inside this screen. So notice this font screen, which is now is gonna house everything that is inside. So imagine this is a phone. We're gonna add a text inside here. We're gonna add that scanner and everything in between. So I'm just gonna come here and grab this text that I already built. So this is just a text layer. I'm gonna hold Control C, and I'm gonna paste it inside my phone. I'm gonna hold Control V, and inside this phone we can add a layout to it. As you can see, we have a layout, and so I'm just gonna make sure that it's positioned from the start, as you can see, and then I'm just gonna add some padding. I'm gonna use a padding of like 40, and of course I think the top needs a bigger padding, so I'm just gonna use like 60 padding, just to make sure that this text is looking good. Or maybe I can just add like 70. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm just gonna come and grab this asset again that I've just recreated, and this is what I'm gonna show you. This is it's called a scanner. So this is a scan line that is also a frame, and how I did it is you just need to draw a frame, give it a width of 280 and a height of 4, and on the fill you want to come and give it a radio. So the center color has as you can see, it has a full 100% opacity. Like we can see the color, which it's at 100%, not transparent. And this color here, which is on the farthest end, which is this, has 0% in transparency. And then we have this kind of a lightning thing. Okay, so you can always grab this and hold Control C and just come and paste it again inside my phone. So I'm gonna paste Control V. As you can see, it comes there really nicely. Again, then I'm gonna come again and look at what else do we need to add. So I'm gonna go back to my website and see. Let me just see. So we have this scan in progress, and then we have this line that we're gonna. So the next step, I think, I don't want to add a lot of effects first. So I want to make sure I have everything inside this phone. So I think what we need to do now is we need to add this. Let me show you. We need to add this. Let me just show you. Just wait a minute. We need to add this thing called oily skin pigmentation. This kind of a data, and then we also need to add this ticker, which is inside this. So I'm just gonna come and grab this data here, and as I had said before, I had already designed this. This is just a layer with text inside it and a button, and you can also do this yourself, and I created everything from scratch. But just because of time, I'm just gonna hold Control C. I'm gonna hold Control C, and I'm gonna paste it inside this screen. So I'm gonna hold Control C, Control V. As you can see, it's also stacked on top of these two elements. So I'm gonna make sure my positioning is set to absolute, and again hold Alt VH just to keep it at the center of the screen, which as you can see now it looks pretty good. And then finally, I'm gonna come and add a ticker, and the ticker is supposed to be somewhere here, as you can see. So I'm gonna come to insert, and I'm gonna look for interactive ticker. I'm just gonna drag it inside this font, and as you can see, it goes inside this font and it's tucked. Let me just hide this data graphics. I'm gonna hide it for now. And as you can see, we have the ticker here and we have these other elements. And remember, we had set the parent, which is this font, to distribute everything from the start. So now we want to do something different. I want to distribute these elements or these layers. I want to distribute them space between. And what you can see is that the sticker goes, it has a space between, but we want to come to this scan line, and I'm going to position this absolutely, and I'm just going to drag it on top. Okay. And then now we only have the text and the sticker. So I'm just going to adjust the width of these elements. I'm going to give it to fill the space, and also this, I'm going to set it to fill the space. Okay. And remember, we had set a big right and left padding. That's why, as you can see, this is leaving a lot of space here. So I'm gonna make sure my padding on the right is 10 and on the left is also 10, so that we can have this space between the phone and the screen. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much. So the next thing, I'm just gonna make sure I also add a bottom padding here, so that we push this ticker slightly up. So we're gonna try and push this ticker above. So I'm gonna go again to my phone, which is my parent, and I'm gonna go to my bottom, and I'm gonna add a padding of like 70. Let's see. Okay, we can add more. Let's use 90. Nice. So as you can see, we have this space here. I can't really see it, but once we connect our content, you're gonna see what we mean. So we have a ticker inside, and this is where we're gonna have our cards, and they're gonna display something like this, as you can see. So I'm just gonna come and connect this sticker to this card, which is this one. So I'm just gonna come here to my ticker, and I'm gonna connect it to this card that I also designed. And this is also just a card with an image, text, and a text inside this common stack. So that's pretty much it. So as you can see, we have everything inside the phone parent. So if we view our website right now, you can see we have this sticker moving in and out, and also we have this face scan in progress, and we also have this scanner which is kind of static, doing nothing, but we're gonna fix that. So for now, let me just fix this sticker, just adjust a little bit of settings so that we have how something looks similar. So I'm gonna come here to clipping, and I say fading to no, and of course overflow, I'm gonna set the overflow to show, because this card of mine has some shadow, and I wanted the shadow to be seen even outside this ticker section. So I think that's pretty good. So now again, just to recap what we have done, we have created this phone frame, or we've changed it into a stack. We have set it to distribute space between. We have a text here on top. We have the scan line, which is set to absolute positioning. We have the ticker here, which is relative positioning, and it goes all the way to the bottom. And then we have this data graphics, which which was hidden, and I can just show it here. And as you can see, this is what we have. So if you look at our screen or our design, we have so many things going on. So the next step is we're gonna try and make sure that every single layer just shows up when we need it to show up, just like in the website. So, and to do that, the best thing to do this is very simply create a component and just create other variants with different layers. So I'm gonna hold Alt, I'm gonna hold the phone, which is this phone. I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna come here, create component, and I'm gonna create a component. Now, as you can see, we have sorry, let me just go back. I don't want to create a component on my phone. I want to create a component on my main container. So please don't forget that. So I'm going to hold Alt, Control Alt K, which is a shortcut for creating a component. Now, as you can see, we have everything that we have just designed on the previous page. So the good thing about variants is we can design different variants with different layers, and so for us to have different views of the design. So I'm just gonna create 3 variants because we need to work with 3, and we're gonna go to the first one. And remember, we're gonna come and start just choosing or picking what do we need here, what do we not need here. So the first thing is on the phone, we come the image we need it, okay, so that stays. The phone, we can see inside the phone we have face scan in progress. This stays, the scan line stays, the ticker, this ticker is not supposed to be here, so we just right click and we hide it. Nice. So as you can see, it's gone. And then the data graphics, we also hide it, okay, so as you can see, it's also gone. So we have the face scan in progress and we have this line. And then I'm gonna go do the same to my other variant. So in this variant, we actually do not need this face scan in progress. We need something else, and let me just show you. We need a different text, and as you can see, this is face scan in progress, and then the next thing is your skin ID is ready. So I'm just gonna come here and change this to skin your skin ID is ready. So I'm just gonna write this like that. So we have that, and then of course we don't have this scan line here, so I'm gonna hide it. And then of course we have the ticker. No, we don't need the ticker, but the data graphics we need it, so I'm gonna show, clear show, and as you can see, it comes up really well. And then we're gonna do the same for the variant 3. Here we have a text called here is a set of tailored skincare. So to do that, I'm just gonna do the same thing here. Yeah, so that's what we have. And then of course I'm gonna get rid of this scan line, I'm gonna hide it, and I'm gonna show this ticker. Of course we need to show it, and as you can see, now we have 3 variants, and each variant has its own function, which this one is for scanning, this one else is for your skin ID is ready, and then this one is for here is a set of tailored skincare, which appears here. So it's that pretty much. It's very easy. So the next step we're gonna try and do is I'm gonna now try and animate this scanner, because now as you can see, even when you view, nothing is happening to the scanner. So to do that, we're gonna use a loop effect. If you guessed that right, you're perfectly on the right track. So I'm gonna come here and click this scan line, and I'm gonna come here to effects, and we're gonna choose a loop effect, and the type we're gonna use a mirror type effect. Opacity set to 1, rotation set to 0, we don't want it to rotate. And then now here is what we want. We want to offset this on the y-axis, and we want to take it down like this. So this is what we want to do. We want to offset it to around here, 343, and transition, let it remain linear. We don't need to change this. And then when it's off screen, we want it to play. So I think that's perfectly good. So if we view our website now, as you can see, we have this scanner coming up and down. The only problem is that it goes a little bit too fast. So I'm just gonna come and change the speed. I'm gonna give it like 2 seconds. Or let me give it 2.5 seconds, so that it scans just like, as you can see now, it goes 2.5 seconds. to scan. I think now we have our first variant in check. And then the next thing, of course, we want to see is I'm gonna add a transition to these cards. And so I'm gonna come here to this card, which is the first stack, and I'm gonna click again. I'm gonna click an effect. So I'm gonna click effect here, and I'm gonna use a scroll appear effect. So I'm gonna use appear effect, and I'm gonna use a custom effect here. So what I want it to do is I want it to sorry, I'm gonna use 0. I want it to offset it from the left, so it kind of appears from the left and enters inside. And then I'm gonna give it like a smooth transition of 270 as the damping. I think that's pretty good. And then so I'm just gonna copy this and paste it to these other cards. So I'm gonna click here, copy this effect and paste it here. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm also gonna paste it to this other one. But of course we're gonna change the time, so I'm gonna come here to this second card, and I'm gonna make sure this delays by a second. And then sorry, we can use a 0.5. I'm gonna use a delay it by 0.5, and then we're gonna also wanna delay this for 1 second, and then I think that's good. And then of course we need to make sure that the offset of this third card, as you can see, we're changing this card here, this one. So the offset needs to be coming from the right side. So that's the only difference between these other cards here. Okay, I think that's good. So we have added an appear effect to this, and then I think that's pretty much it for now. So we can go to our homepage and view our website. So as you can see, we have this scan in progress, which comes up really well, but nothing is happening. We're not moving from one variant to another because we still have that thing we need to do. But that's the next thing we want to do. So let's right click, double click, and go back to our variant area. But let me just show you what we have. So we have these nice transitions that we have just created, which I think looks pretty good. And also, of course, this one we have this sticker board here, and we can minimize the speed of this sticker. I'm gonna give it because I don't want it to move as quickly as that. So I'm gonna come here to the speed. I'm gonna give it 50% speed. And of course, as you can see, when we view, our ticker has we have something overlapping. There's an overflow, so we need to go to our phone and make sure there is no overflow is set to hidden, so we don't see as you can see, we don't see as it comes out. Again, we also need, as you can see, we have some problem here. So this is about, again, overflow. So we need to come to this sticker and make sure let us remove the padding, and let us make sure the width is the font here. We can increase the right and the padding and the left padding, so we have enough space here, as you can see. So I think that's good. So we view our page now. We have something here, but so the reason we're still having this problem is because we need to set this sticker into overflow to hidden. So I'm gonna go to the ticker and I'm gonna come here to clipping, and as you can see here, we have overflow and we need to change it to hide. So if we now view our variant, I think it works pretty good. So final thing we've forgotten to change is the image. So remember, this image here has a different image, so which is this, with the girl looking straight at us. So I'm just gonna change the image. So I'm gonna come here and click image, and I'm just gonna change it from my computer. I'm just gonna add this image here. So we're gonna add it, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. So now we just need to add a transition or an effect where we are switching from one variant to another when we want to. So to do that, we're gonna use something called a scroll variants, and we're gonna do this by so first of all, let's put this height to fit content, that it fits the content. So we're gonna do this by setting this main container to, we're gonna add a scroll section. I'm gonna call this my main container. Okay, and so we're gonna come to this main container, and we're gonna add an effect to it. So we want to have a scroll variant. So basically the word scroll variant means as you scroll, we want to choose between different variants. So I'm gonna use a section in view, and the section that I want to use is this main container. And when we view this main container, we can switch from one variant to another. So when we come to the main container, I want us to switch to variant 2, and that is the variant where we can see the data graphics coming up. And then this is also very important to make sure you set the viewport to top. So when this main container gets to this top of our viewport, which is the view of our screen, we're gonna change to variant 2. And so if we view it and see what we have, so as you can see, we have scan in progress. And then when we come to this top part, as you can see, we're now switching to another variant. So then the next step is we want to switch from this variant to the third variant, where we have the ticker section here at the bottom. So to do that, I'm gonna right click my component, and I'm gonna now put this effect inside this variant 2. So what I want to do here is I want to tell this variant, okay, when we see this variant 2, I want us to switch to variant 3 after a couple of seconds. So I'm just going to click this zap icon, and I'm going to attach it to variant 3, and I want to put it trigger on appear, but I want us to delay for a while. Okay, I want us to have like a 3-second delay before we move to variant 3. Okay, and then of course off screen we want to pause it. So that's what we want. It's very easy. So now when we come to our homepage and we view our website, as you can see, we still have this face scan in progress. Nothing is happening. And then when we start to scroll, we can see the face scan is still in progress. And then when we get to a certain position, it changes, and we have this transition, and then we have our final variant 3, which is this one, and looks pretty nice, isn't it? Right? So we have achieved our goal, which is to make sure that we have these nice transitions in, and this final movement from one variant to another. And imagine now you've just learned how to design an award-winning website in Figma. So my hope and my goal is for you to not try and steal this, or use this wrongly, but use it as an educational piece of content that you can use to try and learn, practice, and repeat, so you can improve your general skills in Figma. So a few things that I didn't mention is, as you can see, these things have a shadow effect, and that I had already designed. So if you want to find more information, you can always find the remix file below, and you can check at my the shadow effects that I used for these specific cards. Like this one, you can come and see the shadow effects that I used, as you can see here. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thank you for following along. I hope you learned something, and perfectly, I will see you again in the next video.